Hey guys, Cadin here, and today I'm doing a video that I've wanted to do for a very long time. In case you couldn't tell by the background, I'm doing a Fortnite tier list. Essentially what this tier list is that, if you couldn't tell by the title of this video, I'm ranking every single weapon, and there's quite a few that I have to go through, so if you for some reason feel like watching this entire video, sit tight. And you know what? I'm just now realizing, since this is a Fortnite video, you know exactly what I have to do. If you guys want to support me in the Fortnite item shop, make sure to use code Cadin-M. That will give me money. Yeah, that's all I have. Alright, so this tier list format is going to be, probably a bit different than from what a lot of you have maybe seen before. And I'm gonna go ahead and use the format that I'm using. It's from a YouTuber known as Frothy Omen, known for making Apex and Titanfall content. Let me actually pull it up for myself so that I can read it. I'll have it on screen for you guys in just a second. Alright, so here on your screen you can see the ranking system that Frothy uses and the ranking system that I'm deciding to use. So, just to give a quick rundown, S tier is for weapons that are very overpowered, but obviously are meant to be. A tier is for basically just top tier guns but aren't exactly overpowered. B tier is for weapons that are pretty good but slightly outclassed maybe by the A tier weapons. C tier is just like mid tier guns, but you don't really want to carry them to the end of the game. D tier is for weapons that are bad but like they're supposed to be, and F tier is for weapons that are bad and they definitely should not be. And you know what? Considering that Fortnite is Fortnite, I'm gonna have to do something real quick. Alright, so everything is the same in this tier list except because Fortnite is Fortnite, S tier is for weapons that are overpowered but like they're supposed to be, like take for example Mythic guns, and S plus tier is going to be for weapons that are clearly overpowered and definitely shouldn't be, like the original S tier that I showed you in that ranking list. Anyway, without further ado, let's start getting into the tier list itself. Alright, so, first gun, AK. Very, very solid weapon, especially after it got buffed in Season 7. That aim reset is very strong, and I'd even argue that it might... Only the gold version, though. Only the gold version. It might be stronger than when it initially launched in Season 6, but nothing will ever beat that 96 headshot that you used to be able to get. But anyway, I am going to be putting the AK into A tier. Next up, the AUG. Great weapon. I absolutely adore this weapon, and so does pretty much everybody else that I play with. It's just so good at long-range pokes. You can already see I'm putting it in A tier here. It is just a great long-ranged weapon, and it can even work in close range as well if you have like nothing else to do. It still pumps out damage so great. Next weapon, Auto Sniper. This used to be much better before Season 8, but then they decided to nerf it for honestly no particular reason, though I can kind of see why they did nerf it. Basically, before it got nerfed, I used to consider this the Infantry Rifle, but better, because it had the same damage as the blue, purple, and gold infantry rifles, except for the fact that it was projectile, and there was no damage fall off. And as someone who likes to use difficult-to-master weapons, I really did enjoy using this weapon. And so for that reason, I'm also going to be putting this into the A tier. Actually, wait, no, my bad. I'm going to put this in B tier because of the little nerf that it got. It's still a very strong weapon. Alright, next up. Heavy Sniper. Okay. What's there to say about this gun? Can one-shot everything in the game except for the shipping containers. Used to be even more broken. 300, still the only weapon in the game to do 300 damage for a headshot. There's no other words that need to be said. S+. Next weapon, the Beretta. I think that's what it's based off. I remember Jeffrey calling it the Beretta back during Chapter 2, Season 1, and that's just kind of what I stuck with. B tier. It is a very good weapon, but it is outclassed by the other pistols that came last season and this season. But, like, if it ever does come back, don't sleep on it. It is still very great. Now, why did I do... Okay, whatever. Now, Bolt Sniper. It's great. There's... If you're good at sniping, you're going to be good with this weapon. It can also do 200 damage. That's nice. A tier. Boom Bow. I don't think I need to say anything about this. Burst SMG. I used to shit on this weapon. I used to think that it was terrible. But then Jeffrey brought me into the light and showed me that this gun is actually pretty good. It is a decent weapon for what it is, but it's just not a good SMG. But, like, despite it not being good at what it's supposed to do, it is still very strong, and I believe it's deserving of a B tier rating. Charge Shotgun. I'm not giving any more comment on that. Next up we have the Crossbow. I'm probably gonna put I'm going to put this into D tier. It's not a very powerful sniper, but I don't think that's what Epic intended for it to be. It was just supposed to be some fun Valentine's Day gimmick, and that's pretty much what it was until Season 3 when they decided to remodel it to this, and then it just kind of stayed how it was, and not much else to say about that. Double Barrel Shotgun. I enjoy using it. I think it's a great weapon. Very, very good at close quarters. A tier. Deadpool's dual hand cannons. I can't think of a bigger failure of a mythic weapon than this. F tier. Deagle. Alright, I'm torn between either B or A. I know if this were still Chapter 1, Season 6, this would definitely be going in S+. That one-shotting wood wall era, I don't want to go back to that. Anyway, I think I'll put it in... Honestly? Maybe A tier, because, like, it's got good damage, it can be used as, like, a shotgun if it's your only resort, and it still does do, like, around 100 structure damage, so you can still, like, one-shot a freshly built wood wall. And if you do hit a headshot from long range, the lowest damage you can do is 100. It's a pretty good weapon, in my opinion. Boom Sniper, or as my friends and I like to call it, the 100% win rate sniper, because for some reason, every time we bought this during Chapter 2, Season 5, we always won. For that reason alone, it's going in S tier. Drum Shotgun, annoying as all hell to fight against, but not exactly what I would consider to be very overpowered, because it can be countered by a 200 pump. Dual Pistols, I remember a lot of people freaking out about how good how good they thought these guns were. They were never really that good. Honestly, I'm pretty torn. Probably C tier, to be honest. The Dub, it's just a double barrel but with a flintlock effect. S tier. The Mythic Goldfish. I used to think this was a D tier weapon because, well, you really only had one shot to kill somebody with it, and it had to be like a perfect throw. But if you did hit that perfect throw, it was a 200 damage hit, which would instantly kill literally anybody. So, honestly, I think I'm going to change it from a D tier to probably, like... Honestly, if we're being real with ourselves, it's probably a B tier weapon. Flintlock Pistol. Fan favorite. Really good damage for, well, a pistol. Because that's what it is. I'll put it in A tier, why not? Now, the First Order Blaster Rifle. This thing is very, very funny, because they intentionally made the bloom terrible, so you could really feel like a stormtrooper while using it. It's still going in D tier because, well, it's intentionally bad. Ambient Sniper, it's just a purple bolt action, but with a thermal scope. S tier. Dragon Breath Shotgun. Honestly, not that bad. It was the only shotgun during Season 5 that was able to do 200 damage. And I honestly don't remember a single person ever doing that. But what it was able to do was you could set people on fire with it. Which, being able to dish out massive damage at close range and also just being able to finish them off with fire, I think that's pretty good. B tier. Flashlight pistol. This is exclusively a creative weapon, but it's pretty much the same as the Beretta. B tier. Combat shotgun. Now, I'm probably one of very few people that didn't get mad when this got brought into the game over the Boogie Bomb, because it's honestly not as bad as you remember it from Season 4. I feel like a lot of people forgot about that damage buff, and to be honest, while it doesn't entirely save the weapon, I'm just somebody who enjoys using underrated weapons, but in all honesty, it is still a C-tier gun in my opinion. Nade Launcher. For some reason, they like making a bunch of secret changes to this weapon, so now it apparently blows up after bouncing once, and now deals 77 damage. So I don't understand why they decided to do that, but I guess we're going to have to get used to it because it's coming back during week 7. But honestly, I'll probably put it in B tier? I don't know. It can shoot 6 grenades that each do 77 damage. Honestly, I'll put it in A because of something that's coming next. Tack SMG. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. And Jesus Christ, this gun has certainly fallen from grace. Dropping down from a fire rate of 13 to a fire rate of only 9. This gun is just honestly not the same as it was. And unfortunately, I'm putting it in C tier. Guided Missile is a D tier. I remember when they bought it back in Season 5 and they intentionally nerfed the damage by about 40. 35. Sure, let's go with that. 35 on all rarities, because they wanted it to be used more or less as a UAV type thing. So, that's what they did, I suppose. Hunting Rifle. I'll put that into the A tier. It's pretty much just this, but without a scope, you can reload it quickly. And the gold version does 100 damage body shot, so that's actually pretty damn good. Infantry Rifle. Oh boy, easy A tier. Being able to just have good aim with this weapon, because it's always 100% accurate. If you have, like, really good aim and you're able to just keep your mouse or left stick on your opponent, it's right stick, dumbass. You're able to keep your mouse or right stick on your opponent, you will just melt them unbelievably fast. The Jules Mythic Drum Gun. This is going into the B tier, primarily because of how much of a flop it is compared to the Midas drum gun. Kingsman, I don't have very many fond memories of this. I don't remember it being that good. So I'll probably give it a C tier. Heavy Shotgun. There's also rumors that this might be coming back this season. I wouldn't mind as long as they fix it, because this gun right now in its current state is very broken. You could you could on your screen literally line up correctly so you hit a full headshot and it will hit as if it only did like 77, which is just a regular body shot. So until they decide to buff it, or no, not buff it, until they fix it, I think it sits comfortably at about the B tier, because it still can do pretty good damage. Now, lightsabers, great. They were very, very fun to use. Also very, very annoying to go up against. S tier. Light machine gun. If you remember during Chapter 2 Season 4, when this was the only weapon in the game that could do 200 plus DPS, you know why I'm putting this here. Meowscles AK. I honestly think it's worse than the current gold AK, because it still has, like, The quicker fire rate on it is honestly a better thing, but the accuracy, it it doesn't have the same accuracy reset as this AK, so that's why I honestly think it's a bit worse than that. Ocean's Burst AR, I'm just gonna go ahead and get, like, hold on. No, I'm not gonna do that. Ocean's Burst AR, S tier, you know why. TNT's Kaboom Bow is worse than the regular Boom Bow, so I'm going to put it in probably B tier. No words need to be said about that. Regular minigun. I'm torn between either putting this in A or S+, but I'll honestly put it probably... Yeah, no, I'll put it up here. And then Brutus minigun goes here. The regular SMG. I'll put this into the B tier. Skies AR, S tier. Midas drum gun, S tier. Nighthawk. C tier, I suppose. The P90 from Chapter 1, I'll put this into the... I'll put it in the B tier. Proximity Grenade Launcher, I'll put in, I'll put it in A tier, fuck it. Quad Launcher, also A tier. Rep Fire SMG, my second favorite gun in the game, A tier. Revolver. I actually really like using the Revolver, but I can't deny that it is worse than the Deagle, so B tier. RPG, A tier. Silent Sniper, honestly, probably either a B or a C tier. I'll put it in... Actually, C tier. The purple version does 95 body shot. The Scar. I honestly think this gun deserves B tier. Because, in my opinion, there are so many assault rifles that are just better... That just so hard. They just outclass the Scar in so many ways. One of those not being the scoped AR. Semi-Sniper probably is C tier. Shadow Tracker. I really enjoyed using this when it was in the game. 6-shooter. Dog shit. Silenced SMG. Oh my god. What did they do to this gun? What did this gun deserve? Or, fuck, no. What did this gun do to deserve getting nerfed so hard and Epic just not deciding to rebuff it? I don't know why they thought it was overpowered in the first place and needed a nerf. It really didn't. It was literally worse than how the it was literally worse than the SMGs were in Chapter 2 Season 1 and Chapter 2 Season 2. But for some reason, they decided to knock off the damage and fire rate. So now it's honestly tied with the worst gun in the game with a charged shotgun. And I'm very sad. I used to love that gun. Snowball Launcher. I'll put it in B tier. Because it got a heavy nerf this season. Like, it's not even funny, bro. Pump Shotgun, no arguments, A tier. Silenced Pistol, I like it. I'll put it in B tier. Scoped Revolver, C tier. Silenced AR, I'll put it in B tier. Stark Rifle, hell yeah. Storm Scout Sniper, I don't know whether or not I should count this as a mythic, or, I mean, an exotic or a regular weapon, but personally, I'll just, like, throw it in A tier. Because, actually, I'm honestly contemplating putting it in S+, because the ability to know where the storm is going to is a very strong ability, and I'm putting it in S+. Actually, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and count it as the exotic, and I'm gonna put it in S tier. Infinity Blade. No arguments needed. Tack AR. Absolutely love this weapon. A tier. Tack Shotgun, on the other hand, I don't know why they thought they needed to nerf it that badly. Actually, yes, I do. They wanted to give people a reason to use the god-awful charged shotgun. And people still used this over, actually, no, during Chapter 2, Season 3, it was horrible. And then they buffed it in Season 5, and they actually made it way better than this shit. So, gave me a reason to never use it again. Moving on, the OG SMG from Season 1 is way better than you remember. Because this is talking about during Season 1, Season 2 days, there was no damage fall off, and in this weapon's current state, it did the same damage and fire rate as a purple rapid-fire SMG, except it had a 35 mag size and 0 damage fall off. So you can imagine how absolutely busted this would be in current day. Thermal scope. Alright, drum gun. It's either B or C, because actually no, it's C. It's definitely worse than this. Machine pistol. You may or may not know it, but this was actually in the game for 1 day in creative of this season, and I actually got to use it, and they buffed the hell out of it. It is literally better than the Golden Rapid... Where the hell did it go? It is better than the Golden Rapid Fire. Easy S+. It does 290 DPS, but I will say that it has way more recoil than this. Like, it has crazy-ass side-to-side recoil, but I feel like that doesn't matter with 290 DPS and a 35 mag size. My dumbass is just now realizing that this is a reincarnation of this. Zapatron. No words needed. S tier. It is literally just a better railgun. Fiend Hunter Crossbow. D tier. I don't think anybody would need to argue with that. The Big Chill. I honestly don't know why this is here. This is more of a utility item, but I'll give it a C tier. Why not? Lever Rifle. I actually enjoyed using this. But it does deserve a B tier rating. Actually, it probably deserves a C tier rating. No one-shot headshotting for the sniper. And actually, it had 9 shots in it, and it could actually be fired pretty quickly from the hip, but I still think it's deserving of C tier. Lever Action Shotgun, or as I call it, the savior of Season 5. I'll put it in B tier. I honestly feel like these two weapons are pretty much the exact same, except this one doesn't have inconsistencies like this one. This one also, in theory, has the higher shotgun or headshot damage than this one. So they're basically like the same weapon until they decide to fix this. So that's just how I'm keeping it. Hop Rock Dualies, B tier, honestly. Primal Shotgun. Jesus Christ. A tier. I know that they did nerf it, but it's still insanely... Guys, it's still wild, like the Fortnite wild season. Buzzcut, D tier. Primal Pistol. I honestly don't know whether or not I should put this in D or F, because I don't know if they wanted this to be a terrible weapon or not, but I'm gonna hold out the hope that they did want it to be like a bad weapon, and I'm just gonna put it in D tier. Explosive Bow, I'll put that in an A tier. It was very good. Flame Bow, I'll put this also in A tier. Grappler Bow. This was a great weapon. It was nice to see, like, a reincarnation of Hawkeye's bow, but, like, not nearly as overpowered. Shadow Midas Drum Gun, literally just a reskin of Jules Drum Gun. This goes right here. Unstable Bow. You were able to get pretty much any bow that you wanted, except for, obviously, the Grapple Bow. Yeah, sure, we'll go with S tier. Mechanical Bow, like, the base one with no upgrades, I personally think deserves probably a B tier in comparison to its upgraded brethren. Mythic Primal Shotgun. What the fuck?
Alright, yeah, that's fine. Spire Assassin's Recycler. Okay. This is going into the C tier because the Recycler was kind of bad. Makeshift Revolver? I honestly kind of like this weapon, strangely. But I do think it deserves C tier. Now, um, the Makeshift Shotgun, or the Huskbuster from Save the World, I also kind of like this weapon. However, I think it deserves B tier. Because it's honestly pretty good. You can dish out shots pretty quickly, and the body shot damage is like 98 or something. It's either 93 or 98. But either way, it's surprisingly good for a weapon that's meant to be shit. Marksman 6-shooter, it's in my eyes, it's either very slightly better or the exact same as the other 6-shooter, but I'm just gonna put it in C tier because it does have 96 headshot. Makeshift SMG. Funnily enough, the blue version of this is better than the gold version of Attack SMG, so I'm just gonna put this into the B tier. Primal AR. Um, Before it randomly got nerfed, I would have probably put it in A tier, but I think this deserves a B tier rating because for literally no reason it got a single damage nerf while it wasn't even in the loot pool anymore. So I don't think it's better than the Scar anymore. So we'll just go ahead and run with this. Primal Bow. This one I'd probably put it in the C tier. Primal SMG, A tier. No questions asked. The third best SMG in the game, in my opinion. Raz's Explosive Bow. This also sits up here with the regular one because it probably would have gone into S tier if it had a 100 damage body shot. But they decided that they didn't want. Epic during Season 6 decided that they really didn't want anything like overpowered, like the snipers. So that's why it's sitting in the same spot. Regular Recycler, also C tier. Shockwave Bow is in A tier as well. Primal Stink Bow? I'll probably just put this in B tier. I don't really see it being as useful as any of these other bows because I've used the stink bow in creative with my friends, and the 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 time that it takes for it to start taking away damage is very long, and that's not exactly helpful. Wait, this is the unstable bow. Oh my god, I put the makeshift bow in S tier. Let me just move this down here real quick. Yes, the Chapter 2 P90. Easy A tier. Combat pistol? I will put this into the B tier because it has a better version of itself in the Sidearm Pistol, and also something that a lot of people actually don't know about the Combat Pistol and also the Sidearm Pistol is that if you stand still and you fire at max speed, then every single shot with this has first shot accuracy, and that's something that's really cool to me. Dual Fiend Hunters, C tier. The Combat AR, oh my god. I loved this gun during Season 8. It was the only AR that I ever ran, because it was just so rewarding to be able to control that recoil well. I very much so enjoyed using this. Now this one is Sloan's. Hold up, wait, which one is this? Yeah, this is Sloan's AUG. Easy S tier. Sloan's Pulse Rifle, also S tier. The Plasma Cannon. I don't know if me hitting my mic screwed with anything, but if it did, I'm sorry. Plasma Cannon. I'm debating either A or S plus because this shit was bonkers. Honestly, I'll put it in S plus. It was able to just decimate, bro. Like shit was wild with that. Regular pulse rifle, A tier. Railgun, despite it being a worse version of the Zapatron, I'm going to give it an S plus for the reason that it can shoot through a wall. Chimera Raygun, I'll put this into either A or B because it didn't have very heavy damage fall off and it also has 100% accuracy.
I'll put it in B because kind of low DPS. And I'm now realizing I don't have the mythic version of it on here. If the mythic version of it were on here, that would definitely go in either A or S tier. Just so you know. Sideways minigun. S plus. The fire rate that you get after heating it up is wild. Sideways rifle. After they buffed it, it's honestly a pretty solid weapon now. So I give it an A tier. Sideways scythe. I'll give that a B tier. It was a fun gun to use, but a fun gun. Okay. It was a fun weapon to use, but it wasn't exactly a ranged weapon. As you can see, it's a melee weapon, and that doesn't exactly work well with Fortnite because, well, all fights pretty much are ranged. The only reason that like the lightsaber and occasionally maybe the Kingsman worked is because they both had blocking abilities. This one didn't. But the thing about this is it got Siphon with it, which is pretty good. The Combat SMG. If this would have gotten voted in instead of the Combat AR, it would have been hell on earth. S plus. I'm contemplating adding an entire tier for it, but I don't think I'll do that. In case you didn't remember from accidentally leaked gameplay of this, I believe it had first shot accuracy. The gold version did 24 damage with a fire rate of 12, which is 288 DPS, and it had a 2 times headshot multiplier, which is the only automatic weapon that was around during Chapter 2 to have received a 2 times headshot multiplier, except for apparently the scoped AR. I don't know why, but auto shotgun. Currently the best shotgun in Chapter 2 or Chapter 3, and it's still only a B tier. The Hunter Bolt Sniper, I'll probably put this into the B tier as well. It's like pretty much the only quote-unquote single shot sniper that doesn't do 200 damage, which is kind of strange, but I can see where they're coming from. I'm gonna rank this ones first. Dwayne's Mythic is S tier, and the Mark 7. As much as I don't want to admit it, this weapon is very overpowered, so I'll have to put it in S plus. Main reasons being overpowered: it's a copy of the Combat AR, except it has a red dot sight, and they significantly reduced the recoil. I think something they could do to maybe like bring this down to where it should be, which is probably around A tier, is they could give it the same kick as the Combat AR, or something that I think Epic really wants to do is give it a like an actual recoil pattern that you can learn, because I feel like that would make it like that would definitely bring it down, because that'd be like a very big skill gap that you would need to know, and it would also like make Fortnite a much more skill-based game, aside from being mostly bloom-based, which it currently is now. Ranger AR, not as bad as many people think, B tier. Sidearm Pistol, A tier. This is the best that a pistol has ever been. 31 damage with a gold version and 62 headshot. That is wild. Stinger SMG, I don't think... What the fuck? Stinger SMG, I don't think anything needs to be said about this. S plus. And Striker Pump Shotgun is going in the C tier. So, let me just like scroll up here. This is my list of this is my tier list of every weapon in Fortnite. So in S plus we have Heavy Sniper, Boom Bow, LMG, Minigun, original SMG from Season 1, Machine Pistol, Zapatron, Plasma Cannon, Railgun, Sideways Minigun, Combat SMG, Mark 7, and Stinger SMG. In S tier we have Boom Sniper, the Dub, I'm just gonna call it a Cycler Rifle, Lightsabers, Season 3 Mythic AUG, Mythic Minigun, Mythic Scar, Mythic Drum Gun, Shadow Tracker, Storm Scout, Infinity Blade, Grappler Bow, Mythic Primal Shotgun, Unstable Bow, Season 8 Mythic AUG, Mythic Pulse Rifle, and Mythic Mark 7. A tier, we got AK, AUG, Bolt Sniper, Double Barrel, Hand Cannon, Drum Shotgun, Flintlock Pistol, Grenade Launcher, Hunting Rifle, Infantry Rifle, Proximity Grenade Launcher, Quad Launcher, Rapid Fire SMG, Rocket Launcher, Pump Shotgun, Stark Rifle, Tack AR, Primal Shotgun, Explosive Bow, Flame Bow, Primal SMG, Mythic Explosive Bow, Shockwave Bow, Chapter 2, the Chapter 2 version of the P90, the Combat AR, the Pulse Rifle, the Sideways Rifle, and the Sidearm Pistol. Jesus Christ, this is a mouthful. B tier, auto sniper, regular pistol versus SMG, Mythic Goldfish, Dragon Breath shotgun, flashlight pistol, Jules drum gun, heavy shotgun, Mythic AK, Mythic boom bow, regular SMG, Season 5, Chapter 2, or Chapter 1, Season 5, P90, Revolver, Scar, explosive. What? Snowball Launcher, Suppressed Pistol, Suppressed Scar, Lever Shotgun, Hop Rock Dualies, Shadow Midas Drum Gun, Mechanical Bow, Makeshift Shotgun, Makeshift SMG, Primal AR, Primal Stink Bow, Combat Pistol, Chimera Raygun, Sideways Scythe, Auto Shotgun, Hunter Sniper, and the Ranger AR. C tier, we got Dual Pistols, Combat Shotgun, Tack SMG, Kingsman, Nighthawk, Silent Sniper, Semi-Auto Sniper, Scoped Revolver, Drum Gun, the Big Chill, Lever Rifle, Mythic Recycler, Makeshift Revolver, Marksman 6-Shooter, Primal Bow, Recycler, Dual Fiend Hunters, and Striker Pump. D tier, we have the regular crossbow, First Order Rifle, Guided Missile, 6-Shooter, Fiend Hunter Crossbow, Makeshift Rifle, Primal Pistol, and Makeshift Bow. And in F tier, we have dual hand cannons, scoped AR, silenced SMG, Tack Shotgun, and thermal scoped rifle. If you feel like it, you can let me know what you think about this list. Let me know where you put certain weapons, and let me know. Okay, interrupt my recording like that, sure. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. I've been wanting to make this video for a very long time, and now with the stuff that I have, I've finally been able to do it. And I hope you enjoyed, and see ya.